Welcome to Indie Insights, where we play indie games with the developers of said indie games. For this episode, we're going to be checking out Ignis Universia. Did I say that right? I will find out. I'm Dan. I'm going to be your host for today. Joining us and playing the game and being on the stick is going to be Erika.
Hello.
Hi, Erika. And also joining us from Random Potion is Arto and Kirsi.
Hi.
Hello.
Arto, I'm sorry, Arto.
Yeah.
Hi guys, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Yep. It's nice to be here.
Thank you so much for joining us. We love seeing indie developers' games, and we love talking to them about their games. So it means a lot to us for you to join us and to be here. So without further ado, I want Erika to go ahead and start playing your game. It's Ignis Universia, and what's the subtitle?
Awakening of the Irudan Empress.
Ah, what does that mean?
It's kind of a mock Japanese JRPG title, so it's not meant to mean super much, but yeah, it does have some meaning in the game later on.
I got you. So it's
I
more
already
of
connect real well with Savannah. Those involve
cat
greasy
lady?
food and warm blanket. The world can rot.
Yeah, I figured Erika would have a kind of like a tunage with the cat lady. I figured that would be interesting and fun. All right, so what kind of game is this?
So basically, it's a mix of visual novel and JRPG. So you have these visual novel dialogues like now and then, also dungeons and combat. That's more like you would see in the JRPG. And also some puzzles.
There are some puzzles are there too. I was about to add, but and also we want to keep it it's a cute and funny game, so that's the vision, to keep it colorful and cute.
Okay, yeah. Real quick before we get any further, what are your guys' role within the studio?
Who's gonna start?
I'm the game designer. Yeah.
Okay.
Officially creative director, but basically game designer, and also I do quite a lot of programming in this game and all the writing. So.
Oh, you do the writing, okay.
Yeah, Arto has quite several hats. Yeah, I'm the CEO, and I'm also a producer, and basically in a small company like ours, I think it's the CEO role is quite a lot of that kind of a person who is doing all kind of stuff that developers don't do. So I'm a bit like an all-rounder.
I understand that, absolutely. Nice. How big is your team?
5 people.
5, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Who does the art?
We have 2 artists, Sophia and Ellie, and Sophia is doing 3D and animations, and Ellie is doing 2D art.
I was going to say, the art is really cool looking.
Thanks.
What are you thinking so far, Erika? Are you getting the story? But look at the spider. Look how formal he is.
He is a very dapper gentleman.
He is very dapper. Hello there. Good day, sir.
I think we got this idea from random conversation on company Slack, and we're thinking like to make the enemies a bit more personalized. And I don't know, somewhere somebody we got an idea that the spider might have a top hat, and then I came up with the super British spider.
I love it.
He's
I
very
imagine he has
polite.
a British accent. Oh golly, I'm so sorry, sir. I'm not at liberty to let you pass.
Perfect.
Did you play the first game, by the way? That
I have not, but now I really want to.
Okay, yeah, because this location is this location was already in a first game, and actually that game started from there. So yeah.
I was going to ask about that too, since this game is a sequel, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
And there was a pretty dynamic shift in the visual style between the first game and this game, right?
Yeah, we basically didn't want to go on with the pixel art style to differentiate game a bit more from especially other JRPGs and like RPG Maker games.
Yeah, that first game, as you probably noticed, it was made originally for Ludum Dare. Like today, Arto is doing Ludum Dare, so you like those things a lot. So so it started from there. and then we started later on when we noticed that people liked it. We did some extra content, and then it was also released on Steam. So
I saw that too. Like there was the bonus DLC, and it had a funny name. I forgot what it was called now.
Yeah,
like,
overpriced DLC.
For $4, I like it.
Yeah.
Especially for a free game, like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but basically, well, if you read the reviews, you know that sometimes people value also take time. So even if the game is free, it might still annoy someone if they if they feel like that. Okay, I sort of wasted my time.
Yeah. What do you think so far, Erika? Like, you look kind of lost in it.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's good.
Awesome so far. I'm excited now to get to the battling.
Okay. I learned a trick during this first battle that I'm going to try to help us so that we don't get stuck here. When the spider does a strong attack, use your defense skill.
Okay.
Because I was playing this a little bit beforehand, and in my usual JRPG habits, I just attack, and I died several times. And I realized, like, oh, you actually have to defend when the spider does strong attacks.
Okay, so yeah, I'm kind of a pet peeve of mine that JRPG battles are always like just spamming the attack button, so I want to vary it a bit.
Oh, okay, I got you. So it was very by design to make the battles a little bit more rhythmic in the way you approach them.
I'll try to be nice the next time. Oh, dang it, I used the wrong one.
Yep.
Oh no, what happened?
I
told you gotta defend those strong attacks.
I
missed that strong attack.
I appreciate
but
though
actually
that the game
it's tricky. Sometimes if you get to the rhythm and you just click, and then oh no, I wasn't supposed to click this one.
I wasn't supposed to do that. No.
I appreciate that it's not an instant game over though. The character's just like, I'll get him next time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That comes from the first game already, and we wanted to keep it kind of a casual, cozy style that we don't punish people for not figuring out the battles the first time.
Did you see what the spider is saying to you as he's hitting you, Erika?
Yeah.
I'm so
terribly
sorry.
Courteous.
Yay, you did it.
Victory.
Good old fanfare.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Yeah. Little creatures are so cute. That was easy. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm a little out of the loop, but for you as the player character, it says when you're talking it's you, but that character is named Zero, correct?
Yep.
Like,
the null brother. Yeah.
Okay, so do we meet this character in the first game, or is it just you're embodying this character?
No, you will
Yeah,
never
you're
meet
embodying
the
it. It's the same. It's the same main character in the first game. The first game introduces it a bit more like who you are, but you never actually see the character. But...
Okay, I gotcha.
I don't like that. Leaves it up to the imagination, and it also really feels like it's you playing.
Yeah, I also like it. It's sort of my favorite character in that way that I like to imagine like what kind of character it is really, and yeah, it's a little bit reminding me of Charlie's Angels Charlie for some reason. That it's somebody who is never shown but who is talking there and telling things. So
I get that, especially because it's the dynamic of the player character is male, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like you're a male working.
Well, it depends.
Oh, does it?
No, it's a null brother. Yeah, but basically it's not shown. But yeah, it's male.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't tell you that, but it's kind of into that, and the fact that you're working with this group of women, and like you said, it's almost like that Charlie's Angels dynamic.
At least for me, I have that feeling. I don't know if Arto have that in his mind when he wrote this.
Different power.
There's definitely a joke later.
Different than.
Oh yeah, of course it's different because I mean Charlie's Angels are kind of different, but I mean the idea that there is also one character that who is never shown and who is still somehow present there.
Gotcha. Are you getting all the dialogue that's happening, Erika?
Yes.
Okay. I know it's probably hard to like read and listen.
That's why I'm like, I'm really only listening for like my name.
I like this part where like Xena, there's like a side quest. Really? Like there's so many little like pokes at
so
like
funny.
RPG tropes.
I love
Xena is quite that kind of a straightforward character that she's always ready for a battle or do things and that way like she's really kind of funny character. I think that always when something happens, she's let's go there, and she likes loot and like to get through loot but also she likes cakes, as you maybe know at least. Oh, it's coming maybe later.
Yeah. I noticed too that each one of the female characters are like the very anime like personality types. Like they all have that like this is that character and this is that character, which I think does well to like kind of flesh out the cast. Receive the healing potion. Like I love Mordina here.
Yeah, Mordina is more that kind of academic person and how to say, sophisticated.
I actually really like
also
this
like
dialogue here.
Yeah.
I want you to read this dialogue, Erika.
This?
Yeah.
This is a communication spell tied to a singular person and uses a pretty straightforward telepathic charm link to establish the connection. Interestingly enough, the connection is protected with a demonic ward of the seventh circle, with an addition Thalmic Loop 2. I want to make sure to say that wrong. And
she's still going.
Oh, and there's an interwoven version of Juvan's transformation matrix in case the recipient and the caster don't speak the same language.
Now this line.
Martina, please stop talking about a magic and just do the ritual.
I love that. That's great. Like she's going on this massive tangent about the intricacies of magic.
We're just like, just do the thing.
Just do it.
Yeah.
There's blood. Oh,
yeah, that's where I think that the writing is extremely clever in this game.
It is.
Cake.
Yeah, the writing in it's kind of difficult at times to write this because the original was in Ludum, so it was written like really like improvised and just in the moment, just putting something out there and that's it. And then it seemed to reconnect with people. Now that I have to do it with more like planning and a bigger game, I have to like purposefully get into this mode that I don't think it too much, just let it flow and then fix it later kind of way.
Oh, that reminded me. I wanted to ask if there's any particular games that were like a main influence for this.
No, I don't know if any particular games. I think I was playing when I made the original. I was playing, I think, Dragon Quest 11. So that was kind of the reason. In general, Dragon Quest games, Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger, the basic JRPGs.
And then you took the formula of a JRPG and mixed in the visual novel aspect into it to do the storytelling. Now we get into some old school dungeon crawling here.
WASD.
The WASD.
Yeah, but it's also possible to play with controller.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask that too.
Oh, nice.
This is some more great dialogue here with this character. And you're kind of improvising most of this, Arto?
Yeah.
Great. I love the tongue-in-cheek, like, writing and comedy.
Yeah, but this game, the style is, I think the first game was even more that kind of, like Arto mentioned, that it was short game, so I think this has a funny style still, out kind of humor, but I think it's more of a, how to say, it's a longer story, of course, so Because the first game was like a choke. At least it felt for me like that.
Yeah.
But
So, how far along is? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Just that it was shorter. So.
How far along is the development on this game?
We've been developing it 1 year now. Yeah. Keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, mostly building the content at this point. So most of the almost all the features are already in. It's just making the content and finishing up the rest.
Okay. Do you have
a polishing and balancing and like also the battles maybe later on. Arto can tell more about them, but they will change also a bit after later when you play a bit further.
Oh no!
But in this demo, I think it's nice and simple, but there will be also different features for that one too.
You know how long this game is going to be compared to the first one?
We're aiming around like 5-6 hours, but it might end up a bit longer.
Okay.
The first one was really short because it was a Ludum Dare game, so people have been played maybe 15-20 minutes of it. But there are some people who have played it like even 1 hour because there were some achievements and actually we didn't realize that there are so many people who want to get all of the achievements. So so that has
interesting. Yeah, some people are achievement hunters and they can't not, especially if they're like, oh, it's so close.
Yeah, there was this one achievement that basically there was this first enemy in the first game that was supposed to be so that you win it automatically, but then at some point I realized that there's a really small possibility that you lose accidentally, and originally it was bugged so it would crash the game, but then I just changed it so that it doesn't crash the game and gives you achievement. But I didn't realize that people would then actually start hunting for that achievement, replaying the game until they lose, which is a super small chance. So now I know, and in this game all the achievements will be like non-random, so you don't have to.
Yeah, and actually I guess somebody made a cheat so that it's possible to get that achievement. So I think it's really funny and cool that people really are so they really want all these achievements, so that somebody is even making a cheat that they can get it, because it's true, it's really difficult now to get it because it's just a random chance that I don't know what's the possibility, maybe something like for me it has happened only once and I have played it quite many times.
That's fun though that people are going out of their way for that kind of thing.
Yeah, so let's see what kind of achievements we will have in this one, but at least now we know more that how to make them that it's good to not have that kind of achievements that are based on luck.
All right, I'm like getting sucked into it too. Like, what's happening? Do you guys have a price point for this one, or like the first game was free? Are you looking at us like charging for this one? Or do you have a certain or a kind of like an idea of how much you want to ask for this one?
Yeah,
not sure yet, but we had a Kickstarter in February, and the basic just if you wanted to back that to get the game copy, it was €12. So
okay,
how much is it in dollars then?
I think I feel like that's probably like $15-16. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. So,
or is it the other way around? Because the euro is stronger than the dollar, so
yeah,
it might be the other way around. I don't know. I don't math well.
Maybe it's 14 or something like that. Yeah. I have an internet here, but I'm just too lazy to Google.
Yeah, I mean, like off the bat, when I look at this game and I feel this game, it's like, yeah, I could easily see myself paying like $15 for this, especially if it's like a 5 or 6 hour experience. So
that's
I wouldn't.
Good to hear. I hope that people are thinking in other people are thinking in the same way than you are.
You said it earlier. Some people complain about free, so it's a weird thing.
Look at that tiny health Mordina has.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was close, but close enough.
Oh no, you've defeated me, the defender of the Capricorn Gate. This is great dialogue too.
I like how he's like, it's you know the job market. Like, I'm just trying to feed my family.
He's like so dramatic here too with the, should you fail, blah 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 blah, and then how was that? Did I do it right? was epic and ominous.
I'll be respawning next Tuesday.
Oh, and sorry, we totally, like, there's a bit of dialogue that I think is funny earlier, too, where they go into the first random battle, and they're like, what's that? And one girl says, oh, it's a random battle, and then I think it's Mordana says,
Oh, yeah.
how old school?
And then after she's like, I could taste the XP.
Yeah, I just played a while ago some old PlayStation 2 games, like some old Final Fantasies and stuff. And yeah, there I noticed that, oh my god, there's so many random battles. And then I play them all, and later on I thought, oh no, it takes so long time that now I have to just keep quite a many of these and just continue.
Yeah. Where I
So
appreciate...
sort of when I saw that dialogue, I was also like, sort of reflects to me.
Yeah. I very much appreciate some of the remasters and re-releases of those older RPGs because they add in like the fast forward button so that you can like blast through the random battles really quickly. I appreciate that feature.
Yeah, that is pretty handy.
I've been replaying Final Fantasy IX too, and I do the same thing. I put it on the fast forward mode and I just like run around in circles to do a bunch of random battles to grind.
Yeah, I have the 9 on my iPhone, I think so. I haven't played it for a while.
I think you got everything in here that you needed, right?
Just had to do a quick loop around because gotta be thorough.
Gotta make sure. So this next room, I think, is where like it kind of pokes some interesting fun at the main character. And that's why I want to look at this.
Monks and maidens.
I love this music too.
Gives like Donkey Kong vibes. I love it.
Yeah.
It's definitely like that jokey kind of RPG music. Like this is a silly moment.
Of course you don't.
Yeah, we're using music from Joe Fulcaus, this Japanese guy who has made a lot of like free, even commercially available free music. So it's useful to have a big library to choose from for these kind of moments. It's mostly this kind of really RPGs music. So
Nice. I love how they're like ragging on the main character at this point.
So great.
For anyone who's watching this, if you can't keep up with the dialogue, pause this video and read these texts because they're pretty
Trying
funny.
to go slow yet not too slow.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah, but it's actually difficult sometimes when I have also made some videos to think about how fast people read. And I feel also that I'm reading like ding, 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 and then somebody says to me that, hey, this is just too fast. Or
Yeah, my husband reads so fast. He just cruises through this kind of stuff. And I'm like, I didn't even finish the first slide.
Everybody reads at a different speed, so... Like, there's some innuendo happening in this room, right? Like, all sorts of silly jokes.
Hashi. Oh no.
There we go.
My favorite line.
Yeah, I was trying to let that sit so Erika could react to that.
So all of the characters have that kind of a special ability, so Morina can move some things around, and
I appreciate that as like a dynamic for the exploration too, because not many RPGs have a thing like that you can interact with the levels a little bit more interestingly, especially changing between the different characters. Usually in a JRPG, it's just press X to do this or do that, you know. So it adds a little bit more depth to the exploration.
Yeah. I remember the remake of Final Fantasy VII had a couple of different ways. Like there was like press just normal press X, and then there was hold X, but whichever it was, it didn't really make sense in the context. So it seemed completely random that sometimes you had to press and sometimes not. Then.
Yeah. Like, okay, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
There's another, like, it pokes fun at gaming tropes too.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think in movies too,
Yeah.
quite many times it happens that, oh, I'm just about to tell you, but poof.
And he's dead.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's some more dialogue.
Oh, never mind.
that
He's
comes
still
up in-
moving. He's being dramatic.
Yeah, that's something that will be fixed in the final game, that he stops moving after that.
I think
gotta
because
love
it
it.
stopped now. Oh no, it's still.
I'm dying.
Finding bugs is always fun too, but especially if we've done this before too, where it's like the developer's like, oh, there's a massive bug I need to fix. Oh, but that's another thing, like, we appreciate and understand, like, making games is not easy, so we're all here to, do what we can, and whatever you guys need to help, get the feedback you need to improve on your game and make it the best it can be. There's sometimes in that menu system, like when you're exploring, that I'm like, I don't know exactly where I need to go, but I just end up clicking around until I find the right spot.
Yeah, it's also something we have been thinking about, that maybe have some indicator there. Or
Maybe like the name just kind of flashes a little bit. Something subtle.
Or an icon, but on the other hand, I do want to also encourage like exploration and checking out places. There are some bonus things you can get from going places where you like that don't necessarily advance the story, but
yeah, but maybe something like when there is something new content that that at least that you don't need to go there just to see that there is nothing new happening.
Yeah, definitely. It's always kind of a balancing.
In my preview, I went to one of the other areas and I talked to a character named Merchant, and I don't think Erika's done that yet.
Yeah, but well, sooner or later.
Eventually. Yeah, now she's gone. I love the whole thing that, like, she's hungover and she needs red herring. I'm waiting for the red herring joke to turn into the fact that it's just a ruse. Oh, you should go to the castle.
Is that what it was?
The bartender. Wait, you brought a table with you?
I was just thinking that. I was like, what is he doing? Be careful. Guess he has a shield now.
I like that. Like, it's almost it's the same kind of like animation, but like this, just the color changed on the bar to make it look like a table now. It's simple but effective.
Sure.
Have you played a lot of visual novels before, Erika?
No, not really.
Okay. How do you feel about this?
I want to play more. This is really... It's because I really love narrative-heavy games.
Yeah, like, because what are the type of RPGs you typically play, like Dragon Age and Mass Effect?
Yeah, Dragon Age, Mass Effect are the really big ones, and then most, like, the PlayStation games, like Horizon, God of War, like... or,
There's
like,
Merchant.
Detroit Become Human. Here's the Merchant.
I would say, to me, Detroit Become Human is a novelization. Like, that game it's an experience. It's not a game. Like, it's more you're like hearing a
story. Well, then yes, I have played.
That's actually why those kind of games bore me a little bit, because there's not enough gameplay. Like, I don't like Detroit Become Human because it's just all talking. You don't do anything.
And that's why I like it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I haven't played that one. I played the previous one was it Beyond Two Souls or something like that?
Yes.
That one I did like, but yeah, it was also really like cutscene heavy game. But it did have some okayish gameplay and a really good story. So
I think this game's got a pretty good blend though of things as far as the narrative and the gameplay.
Yeah.
They're trying to balance it so that you have like enough of both.
How heavy is the combat going to get later in the game?
A bit heavier, and they're still. I'm trying to make it not too hard, so that if you are not too into like turn-based combat mechanics, you don't need to start learning and spend hours just to go through the battles. But also at the same time, if you are the type of person who wants to spend more time on that, you get rewarded for that.
Oh, a bard.
This song is a jam now. Listen to that bard.
That's my favorite. I like that when he's asking that, hey, you're not in a hurry. And yeah, I always have time for a little power ballad.
It's great. I love bards.
And then the very Japanese lyrics.
You are.
Clubbing squirrels instead. Audience.
Oh, it's audio.
Is that a typo?
Yeah, it's a typo.
Okay. Or is it the fancy word for audience?
Yeah. Well, it could be, I guess.
Yeah, I was wondering back to what we were just talking about as far as like the bit of the demo that we have available is very narrative heavy and very text and dialogue heavy. That's why I was wondering if there's going to be more of a balance to the combat, to the dialogue as the game progresses.
Yeah, and also a bit more dungeons and exploration.
Okay.
So.
Nice.
Yeah, isn't it also that you can get those shards that you can swap a bit of those skills that you will have in a battle? So then you can also be a bit more, how to say, tactical, I would say, so that you can think about maybe I use this skill instead of that one and when you go to the battle. So because now it's quite straightforward, you just go and you have already those special battle abilities there, but then you can swap them and so on.
Oh, nice. Get a little bit more depth.
Yeah, you can also in the field, like full game, you also get the option to actually change the turn order. So sisters can have different turns, and that also affects the ability.
With how game time works, I could save in the world. Still be back for the encore.
Mr. Spider, good day. Terribly sorry for the inconvenience.
Good day.
What the? Please stand still. We will now ruthlessly murder you.
Yeah.
The polite spiders kill me. I love it.
It's so great.
Yeah, I wish that these spiders will come back later.
The characters like complain about the spider being polite too.
Yeah, it's quite funny that you are doing that kind of things and then you are just saying, I'm sorry, but I have to.
I'm sorry, but I have to murder you now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'll be a lot nicer next time.
So now I'm thinking about it, because the first game was more of like a 16-bit art style, and now you've kind of transitioned to a 3D style, but more of the dialogue is these, art drawn images. Was there a tough transition between those two styles?
Not really. I think in the end it went pretty naturally, so I think especially both artists, and especially Elliot, like she found the kind of a natural style quite quickly for how to take the pixel art into this.
There was any no painstaking to get into like the 3D version of the game?
Yeah, a bit more with the 3D. We needed to figure out like how to do what to use like for the shaders and stuff. But there was a
How
bit
long
more
have you been?
iteration there.
How long have you been doing like game programming and modeling?
You mean
I've been
this
doing
game?
like,
Well, just in general.
You mean how long Arto has been? Oh, okay, sorry.
More like
I mean,
Arto's background.
yeah, I've been in the industry for 15 years.
Okay.
Mostly game design, programming, producing, writing, and stuff. But I've been programming for hobbies since I was a teenager, like from early 90s. So.
Okay. So, like, one of the things that I like to ask for these is always, do you have any advice for other people looking to make a game or get started doing indie games? Like, is there anything that you would like to hear if you were just getting started?
It's kind of hard to say because I started so long ago that the things were really different. Like even 15 years ago, you barely had Unity. So, I'm not sure if Unity was even out when I started in my first position, but now you have like Unity, Unreal, Godot, and a bunch of other engines, Game Maker, RPG Maker, and stuff. So you have kind of a lot of options to start with, even without like learning to program first. So. And then I think the game jams like Ludumdare and the Global Game Jam are really good ways to start.
I'm sorry. I wanted. Can you repeat that again, Arto? What was a good place to start?
Game jams like Ludumdare and the Global Game Jam. I think,
game jams.
Because then you get something out really quickly, and you can start iterating, and you get feedback.
Is there any particular software you would recommend to be like a good starter program?
Really, no. I think there are like so many.
Yeah,
it really
I know
depends
everybody
on the
uses
person,
a
like
different
your interest. So I mean, I like Unity, but
okay, this is in Unity, right?
Like something like this is Unity. So something like Game Maker is probably easier to get into.
How about for you, Kirsi? Do you have any thoughts or advice for like indie studios from your perspective?
Yeah, I've been around a short time. I think in the summer I've been in 5 years. Our company turned 5 years in January, and I remember when it was founded in 2017. I joined in summer, so I don't have that kind of experience than Arto that are remembering those times. And also I've been around when Steam has been open to everybody, because older developers sometimes tell those stories when it was not that kind of open that you could just put your game there. So from that perspective, I don't have like that kind of experience. But I think like I think that it's always been really like competitive industry, that there are so many games around and coming all the time, and so many people, they want to make it there, and also like have lots of passion and so on. So difficult to say what would be my advice, but maybe like to focus what you do. So, and also like to be like ready to show what you are doing quite early on, because I think it's really easy that you have fun time with other devs if you have a team and you do things and you're like, oh, this is so cool and nice. But then when you go out there and show your game, you might notice that, hi, actually, there are things that I could do better, or maybe people don't like figure out what they should do in a game, like in a UX perspective. So yeah,
getting like constructive criticism early.
Yeah, like just collect like a feedback. I think, and overall, I don't know why it happens, but I have noticed that many times, even though if I play, for example, our demo, and I think that okay, I try to like all the time think about it if someone else is playing, but when I go to some place and I let somebody else playing it, it feels like that still there are so many things that I haven't like thought about, and like what's happening there? Oh my God, how we didn't realize this or that. So I think it's really eye-opening somehow to let other people play, and even when it's really early, like early prototype.
Yeah, that sounds like great advice, honestly, to like get it out there early so people can tell you how to be better or how to do things better. Like, especially like that comes with that grain of salt. Like, you got to be able to take constructive criticism and not let it like crush you when people are like, yeah, you could do this better, or this is messed up, but I understand where you're coming from, and I think that's great advice.
Yeah, and so of course you have to have your vision and sort of, how to say, understand that what critique is something that you want to like learn about it and do some changes, and what is more like a, how to say, opinion in a way that that it might change, because of course people have lots of different opinions of the art style or characters or pretty much everything. Like that, so many times we have heard that people say that, hey, this looks pretty. Some people might say that, oh yeah, but I don't like this, or I like that. So that's actually also really tricky to think about it. Which things do you, when do you, which advice do you listen, or what critics do you listen and really do changes, and what is like that kind of that, okay, that's nice and fair and thanks for that, but okay, we are not going to change anything because it's more of a vision.
Sorry, I'm very distracted by the squirrel people all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you to stop, Erika, even though I'm sure you're like trucking along here.
I am.
So I wanted to, let's break it down and see, how are you enjoying this so far, Erika?
Well, obviously I haven't heard much of what you guys are saying because I'm so enthralled. So clearly it's working. I really love it. I love the characters are intriguing. Their dialogue is just chef's kiss. I don't know. I want to keep going. I think that's probably the highest compliment I can give. I want to keep going.
In a weird way, your silence is a compliment because you're so focused on what you're doing too.
Exactly.
And that's happened to us before on the show, where we get so caught up in what we're doing that we don't think to talk. And I think that speaks for itself.
As soon as we're done here, I'm just going to do the rest of the demo. So.
And then it's going to end as soon as you finish this part, and you're going to be sad.
I'm like, it's going to end. Oh, darn, I have to buy it.
Oh, no. I will probably go and play the first game now, especially knowing that it's relatively short and want to experience the rest of the story before this, which is only available on Steam, correct?
Yeah, it's Steam and itch.io, and
oh, it's on itch. Okay.
And Game Jolt, and I think some other like online platforms. So.
Okay. Where else would anyone be able to find this game, or are you guys looking to try to get it elsewhere?
Possibly in the future. First game, probably not that much, but this game we are hoping to get on the consoles at some point.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's kind of, we have to figure out first that if we are going to do porting by ourselves, or if we have a partner to do that, and all this, how to get access and dev kits and stuff. So it will take maybe a while, but still, like it's absolutely something that we would love to do, because for example for Switch, I think this game would be good.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Switch is definitely a great place for indie games, and I know Xbox has had a big drive with indie games. PlayStation's doing a little better with indie games lately, but I hope the best that you guys are able to find that opportunity, because I think this game would be so at home, like on the Switch or something.
Yeah,
I think so too.
Yeah. But yeah, now it looks like that first it's gonna be released on PC, and then after that.
Switch, they try to shoot for console release after that. If you guys can get, I would assume you need a publishing partner to make that happen.
Not necessarily, but
not that sure about that. But still, like for us, it requires time because we have 5 people in our team. So that's pretty much that. And we want to release this game on PC when it's ready. So that's the reason why it will take longer time to get it.
Understandable.
Consoles, because I think the big ones, the big publishers, they just keep the PC game on hold, and then they do the portings and so on. But we want to release as soon as possible on PC, and then check the consoles after that.
Yeah, that'd be great. Again, I think it'd be a perfect fit, for a small little, indie game, especially on the Switch. You guys have already completed the Kickstarter program, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Is there any other way that people could support you if they wanted to at this point? as the game is not
actually we are
purchasable yet?
in Indiegogo still. After Kickstarter,
Okay.
we put Ignis Universia to Indiegogo. So basically, it's possible still to pre-purchase from there. So
Okay. Cool.
that's also, and of course, all these basic Steam wishlists and stuff. If somebody wants to wait until release, they are always really good for us.
So Steam wishlist and Indiegogo, and I'll be sure to include links to those in the show notes for this episode for people to check out if they want to get a start on this and help support you guys and make your game succeed better and help you support you guys.
Yeah, and we have also Discord channel and social media sites and stuff like that. That's all the basic stuff. If people want to follow us and see like what happens and how the development is going and so on. We haven't released yet or haven't told yet the release day. And actually, I don't know if I can say that we don't know it yet. Because of course we have to check also like, even though that we have an internal goal, but we have to check it then that, okay, are we ready or not?
Right.
So for example, if somebody wants to like know that when this game will be out, so it's good to follow then us on
perfect.
social media or join our Discord and so on. But hey, we have promised this game in Kickstarter that it will be out latest in April. So
August.
August. Sorry. Yes. April is now. No, August. Yeah.
Yeah, it's certainly April.
So that's like the hopeful date is August right now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
At least we have promised the latest then, but let's see.
Okay, fair. Well, I've enjoyed playing it. I'm sure Erika's enjoyed playing it. She's going to be real upset when she gets to the end of the demo.
Yeah.
And I wanted to thank you guys for joining us and talking to us about your game, because it's great, and I love hearing from your, developer's perspective and just what you went through making those games. Did you guys have any final thoughts that you'd like to get out or share with anyone before we close out?
No, nothing comes to my mind now.
No,
that's fine.
But yeah,
other than like, please play our game.
This opportunity. Please wishlist or buy our game.
Yeah, thanks.
It
was really great to be here, and it was nice chatting with you, and yeah, thanks for all the support and.
Yeah, it was great getting to know you guys. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity.
Yeah, and same to you. It's always really nice when people take their time and play the demo and things like that. So appreciate it a lot.
You're welcome.
Of course.
All right. Just to take us out of here, thank you so much for giving us insight on your game. We want to play everyone's game. So if you're an indie dev like these fine folks here with us today, let us know. Send us a message. Reach out to us on Twitter, on YouTube, wherever you find DeadPan Gaming, and let us know that you're making a game and you want us to check it out, because that's what we will like doing. We have fun with it, and it's great getting to meet everyone and the wonderful people behind those games. So thank you. Thank you all for joining us. Bye.